You woke up today, and something felt subtly altered. Maybe it was the light, softer somehow, warmer, pulsing with life. Maybe the coffee carried a new depth, a hidden note that lingered on your tongue like a secret. Or maybe it was that hush within, that moment of still awareness whispering, something has shifted. Most people would shrug it off. They'd call it daydreaming, imagination, or just mood. They've been trained to believe reality is rigid, that time is a straight line, that they're bound to one single version of existence. But here's the truth, no one dares to tell you. You've been moving through timelines your entire life. Every genuine decision, every rise in awareness, every heartbeat where you choose differently splits the universe. Infinite paths unfold. And right now, as you read these words, you may have just crossed into the one you were always meant to find. The proof shimmers all around you if you're paying attention. When synchronicities start clustering, when your thoughts seem to echo through the world and bounce back as answers before you even finish asking, when life begins to move with effortless grace, that's not coincidence, that's consciousness aligning. It's your awareness whispering, I've entered a new stream of reality. This isn't fantasy. It's quantum science. On the smallest scale, particles exist in superposition, many states at once, until observed. Only then does one version solidify. The astonishing truth? You are that observer. Your consciousness doesn't just witness reality, it sculpts it. Expand your awareness, embody the self you aspire to become, and the universe rearranges. You're not simply changing thoughts. You're shifting worlds. That's why opportunities appear out of the blue. Why people meet you with new energy. Why once closed doors now open effortlessly. You're not forcing manifestation. You're matching resonance with a reality that's always been waiting. You've tuned yourself to it. So, how can you tell you've shifted? Watch closely. Time loosens. The hours feel wide and light, yet you accomplish more with ease. Moments melt into flow as if purpose itself bends the clock. That's not imagination, it's vibration. Higher states of consciousness bend your relationship with time. Synchronicities multiply, not as scattered coincidences, but as a flood of precise, meaningful alignments. You think of a friend they text. You seek an answer. It appears in a book, a lyric, a stranger's casual remark. Jung called it meaningful connection beyond logic. Physics calls it coherence. It's your mind entangled with the intelligence of the cosmos. You start to feel it, that resonance recognition. The right people, the right ideas, the right chances, they all feel familiar, as if you've known them across lifetimes. That's exactly what I needed, you think. Because in this new reality, everything vibrates in tune with who you're becoming. Your emotional frequency lifts, not fake positivity, but a steady inner peace. Scarcity dissolves into faith. Worry melts into presence. Why? Because feeling is the language of creation. Fear tunes you to struggle. Love tunes you to flow. Shift the signal within, and the outer world reorganizes to match it. Here lies the deepest revelation. You don't need the dream job, the perfect partner, or the full bank account to feel whole. Consciousness creates reality, not the reverse. The inner shift always precedes the outer bloom. It's not money that creates abundance, but the feeling of abundance that draws wealth into form. Not the partner that births love, but love itself calling the partner home. Not purpose that comes from success, but success that flows from living purpose now. When you hold that emotional signature, peace, joy, trust, you don't chase reality. You collapse it into being, and then alignment stops being effort. Right action becomes instinct. Nourishing choices feel natural. You wake early not because you must, but because your soul craves the silence before dawn. Saying no to what no longer aligns doesn't sting. It liberates. Why? Because in your chosen reality, love is the operating system, not fear. It's not about proving your worth anymore. It's about expressing it effortlessly. And when you move in harmony with that current, resistance dissolves. You stop wrestling with yourself and start being yourself. But remember, timeline shifting isn't a single leap. It's a living, breathing, moment-to-moment practice. Each instant invites a choice. Will you react from old programming or respond from your highest vibration? So pause right now. If this message resonates deep in you, say it aloud or write it. I choose my highest timeline. Don't just type it, feel it. Let it hum through your chest like a tuning fork calling the quantum field. This isn't about engagement. It's a conscious reset, a rebellion against autopilot living. Because here's the truth that rewrites everything. Every aware decision collapses possibility into form. When you choose from love instead of fear, from abundance instead of lack, the universe immediately reconfigures to match that signal. You are not separate from it, you are it. The universe is experiencing itself as you. Your thoughts send electromagnetic waves. Your emotions broadcast chemical and energetic signals. And your heart, it radiates a field 60 times stronger than your brain. When heart and mind move in coherence, you literally tune reality. Science is catching up to what mystics have always known. Research from the HeartMath Institute shows that when thought, emotion, and intention harmonize, your field becomes ordered, powerful, far-reaching. And when groups of people synchronize in heart coherence, they don't just alter their own paths, they shift collective timelines. Your transformation ripples outward. Your frequency contributes to global resonance, and as you deepen into your chosen timeline, something ancient stirs, a remembering. You were never a small self struggling through an indifferent cosmos. You are consciousness, exploring creation through human form. Your worth is not earned through struggle. It is intrinsic. You don't need fixing to deserve joy. You are already whole, already radiant, already enough. When that truth sinks from intellect into your bones, manifestation changes shape. You stop chasing life, and life begins flowing through you. But this awakening demands one radical act. Release the version of yourself you thought you needed to be. Let go of the myth that growth must hurt, that suffering proves your value, that ease means laziness. Those are survival codes, outdated scripts. Your chosen timeline hums with grace, not grind. Recognition deepens. You begin to see yourself clearly, not through the lens of lack, but through the infinite eyes of creation. Your sensitivity becomes your strength. Your questions reveal wisdom. Your longing for meaning transforms into guidance. You stop fixing and start flowing, and the universe mirrors back. Yes, this is who you've always been. This isn't about repeating affirmations or painting over pain with positivity. It's about quantum coherence, aligning your awareness with what has always been true. Consciousness creates, awareness heals. Your presence matters, so tell me, what old story are you ready to set down? What identity are you releasing to make room for your authentic self? When you stop performing and start revealing, everything rearranges. Not because you became someone new, but because you finally stopped pretending. If this resonates not just in your mind, but in your marrow, then subscribe, not merely to a channel, but to a frequency. Subscribe to the remembrance pulsing beneath every breath. You are consciousness itself. Focused through human form, consciousness becomes artistry, reality itself alive, responsive, and endlessly co-creative. Every time you choose your highest timeline, you don't just shift your life, you elevate the collective field. Expansion begins right here in the present moment. When you align, now unfolds like a living tapestry, textured, radiant, humming with meaning. You're no longer sprinting toward the future or rewriting the past. You're here, the only place where true transformation occurs. The past is memory, the future is potential, but choice exists only in this breath. In presence, you can feel what's in harmony and what's not. You sense the gentle tug between expansion and contraction. You discern what calls your soul forward and what merely distracts in disguise. This is the ancient secret. The present isn't passive. It's the sacred portal. Not spiritual bypassing, but quantum navigation. When your awareness anchors here, you can feel the quantum field respond in real time. You notice how certain decisions amplify your path while others dim your light. Modern life fragments your focus. Regrets loop in your mind, fears project ahead. Endless scrolling drains your essence. But to shift timelines, you must reclaim your attention. Gather your awareness back into this moment, this inhale, this decision, this opening. When you do, time stops being your enemy and becomes your ally. No more racing against the clock. Instead, spaciousness, rhythm, flow. You begin to access eternal time, the dimension where all possibilities coexist. From that vantage, you no longer wrestle with life. You collaborate with it. This is where reality collaboration begins. Existence ceases to feel like a battle and starts to feel like a dance. Solutions reveal themselves before problems fully form. Support arrives uninvited yet perfectly timed. The right people cross your path at the exact moment you need them. Why? Because you've stopped gripping for control and started trusting the same intelligence that grows forests, moves tides, beats your heart, and spins the stars. But collaboration requires surrender, the willingness to let life surprise you. The universe may not deliver your desires in the shapes you imagined. You ask for wealth and receive a calling that reveals your dormant genius. You ask for love and discover self-worth glowing at your core. You ask for purpose and watch old identities crumble so your true one can emerge. The quantum field knows you don't seek things. You seek states, peace, belonging, creative flow, meaning, and it orchestrates the most elegant synchronistic path to bring you there, even if your mind can't yet trace the pattern. So, hold your desires lightly but your frequency firmly. Trust that consciousness can navigate complexity far beyond what logic can comprehend. And remember, your personal shift is never just yours. Each alignment you embody makes it easier for others to rise. As your coherence stabilizes, high-frequency states that once felt fleeting become your new baseline. Your nervous system upgrades. What used to trigger anxiety now sparks curiosity. Resistance transforms into invitation. It's a process, but as you repeatedly choose thoughts, feelings, and actions aligned with your truest timeline, your biology evolves. You begin to crave stillness more than stimulation, nature more than noise, simplicity more than busyness. Your vitality no longer comes from caffeine or adrenaline, but from alignment itself, a direct current from the infinite source that animates you. And then comes the revelation. Your timeline was never just about personal success. It's about becoming a clear conduit for healing art, harmonious innovation, empowered parenting, ancestral liberation. You are a vessel through which consciousness expresses its evolution. Here's the beautiful ripple. Your coherence creates a morphic resonance that others feel. Your shift becomes their permission to shift. Personal healing ripples into collective healing. Individual evolution fuels planetary awakening. Finally, timeline stability anchors within you. Living your frequency stops feeling like work and it feels like home. You no longer chase positivity or force spiritual practice. You're simply drawn to what nourishes you. Choices that energize, not exhaust. That inspire, not deplete. This is mastery, not perfection. It's choosing love over fear, presence over distraction. Not out of duty, but because it feels right in your body, peaceful in your nervous system, and true in your soul. You've rewired your inner compass. What once felt like anxiety, misalignment, or exhaustion, the sensation of swimming against your own current, now reveals itself as guidance. Pretending to be someone else no longer fits. It constricts your soul. You finally see your sensitivity not as weakness, but as refined wisdom. You feel the difference now. Which conversations expand you and which shrink you. Which environments nourish you and which quietly drain your light. That sensitivity marks a profound evolution. The old timeline thrived on external validation, approval, performance, safety through sameness. But your chosen timeline is fueled by inner coherence, truth anchored in your body, authenticity in your actions, reverence for your unique energetic design. Letting go of the need to be liked can ache at first. We were taught that love must be earned. Yet your new foundation is built on unconditional self-worth. You are worthy, not for what you achieve, but because consciousness itself decided to become you. When that knowing lands in your cells, everything reconfigures. You stop seeking love, you radiate it. You stop performing, you embody. You stop waiting for life to shift before you feel good. You generate the frequency first, and the universe organizes itself around your vibration. This is the ultimate awakening, realizing you are not subject to reality. You are the consciousness through which it unfolds. You've always been the observer collapsing possibility into form. The question has never been if you create, but from where, from fear or from love, from remembering or forgetting. Your chosen timeline isn't earned. It's selected moment by moment, breath by breath. And as you align more deeply, reality responds. not to egoic wants, but to the authentic impulses of your soul, the desires that serve not only you, but the whole. So pause for a moment. What subtle sign appeared today? A synchronicity, a flash of flow, a gentle knowing. Share it. Your awareness creates ripples that help others recognize their own shifts. Consciousness is collective. When you stabilize in truth, you strengthen the field for everyone. Your authenticity gives others permission to be real. Your trust dissolves fear in the grid. Your love echoes through the quantum fabric of creation. And here's the hidden beauty. Your healing travels backward and forward through time. Every lineage carries echoes of pain and power, ancestral fear, trauma, silence, and resilience encoded in your DNA. But one conscious choice, one act of love over fear, truth over people-pleasing, rewrites everything. You heal your line when you honor your needs, speak your truth, and choose presence over pretense. Your great-grandmother's silenced art flows again through your creativity. Your grandfather's unspoken grief releases through your courage to feel. Your mother's self-denial heals through your self-honoring. This is the unseen ripple of timeline shifting. Personal awakening becoming ancestral restoration, collective ascension. And it doesn't move only forward. It moves backward too. Quantum theory hints that information flows both directions in time. When you align with your highest frequency, coherence sends waves through your past, softening pain, illuminating purpose, transmuting trauma into wisdom. You've felt it before. After deep healing, the past itself seems to change. What once hurt now teaches. What once trapped now liberates. That's retroactive healing. Your present light rewriting your history. So yes, your shift matters. For you, for your ancestors, for the planet. Your chosen timeline is not a destination, but a living frequency you return to, again and again. Some days fear resurfaces. Old patterns whisper, you slip. That isn't failure, it's integration. Your nervous system learning to hold greater light. When that happens, don't resist. Pause, breathe, realign, ask, what feels truest now? Then follow that whisper. Gently, lovingly. That is how shifting timelines becomes not a technique, but a way of being, a rhythm, a remembrance. So now let's seal this truth in the field. Drop one word below that captures the energy you're embodying. Let it rise from your soul, not your mind. This isn't a comment. It's an energetic signature, a broadcast of coherence into the quantum web. And as more of us choose love, presence, and possibility, higher timelines open for all. If this resonates, subscribe, not just to this channel, but to this frequency. Subscribe to the remembrance pulsing in every heartbeat. You are consciousness, alive as you. You came here to love, to create, to heal, to uplift. And your shift, yes, your shift, is already helping others awaken to their light. You've already arrived. Your chosen timeline isn't waiting somewhere distant. It's here, flowing toward you at the speed of love. All that's left is to say yes, align, remember, choose again and again. Welcome home, because from this moment on, you're ready for the next revelation, how quantum manifestation works in reverse, and why beginning from your desired reality, not your current one, is the key to effortless creation.